Hey friends, I'm a big fan of flagship smartphones and I'm always ready to put down an outrageous sum of money for them. But there are occasionally smartphones that make me twitch nervously when I test them because they are sometimes so well equipped and only cost a fraction of what the current flagships typically cost. The POCO F7 is one of these smartphones, and if you also typically go for expensive smartphones but occasionally have that quiet feeling that this might not be absolutely necessary, then this video is for you. I want to raise awareness that nowadays you can find smartphones in the lower price ranges that are not only perhaps completely sufficient for your own needs, but also have features that you completely miss on more expensive smartphones. Yes, really true. And let's be honest, none of us can print money. And if you can, please give me a call, because then I have questions and I'm becoming more and more a fan of buying smartphones based on actual needs. That was a long introduction, so here are my 5 top features that make the POCO F7 better than many flagships. Number 5 of the top features is, for me, the design. The POCO F7 finally looks a bit different, cool, edgy, with a small Snapdragon logo here. I like it very much, and I wouldn't put the included case on it at all. It's like buying a new stylish sofa and then putting plastic wrap on it for protection. Overall, for a mid-range smartphone, it has really high quality and even has IP68 certification, so it's protected against dust and water, which isn't always the case in this price range. Number 4 of the top features of the POCO F7 is the processor. The Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 is a powerful processor that other manufacturers put into their flagship smartphones, which they then release for €799. Combined with 12 GB of RAM, such a powerful processor not only ensures that the smartphone runs super smoothly without any lag and that Google and Xiaomi's own AI functions are executed quickly. A good processor is also important when it comes to energy efficiency, so that the battery lasts as long as possible, which brings us to number 3. Because the POCO F7 has an incredible 6,500 mAh strong battery and is therefore better equipped than any other flagship smartphones that we get here in Europe. And although it's cheaper, it even has a larger battery than the POCO F7 Ultra with 5,300 mAh and the POCO F7 Pro with 6,000 mAh. In addition, the POCO F7 weighs only 216 grams, despite the monstrous battery, and it comes with 90-watt hypercharge, something we look for without finding it in many other manufacturers' flagship smartphones. In second place of the top features is, for me, the insane display, and I need to elaborate a bit here because it really surprised me. It's an OLED display with 6.83 inches, a size we otherwise only know from the Pro Max Ultra models in the flagship class. 120 Hz refresh rate, and it has a very high resolution with 447 ppi. With a wet touch display 2.0, you can use the smartphone perfectly, even with wet hands, for example when you go swimming or it's simply raining or snowing outside. Furthermore, it supports Dolby Vision, which ensures that the display automatically and dynamically adjusts to each scene in terms of color, contrast and details. This Dolby Vision support is anything but common in this price range. What's really crazy though is the instant touch sampling rate of 2560 Hz, which means the display is scanned for touches 2560 times per second, which is then forwarded to the processor. What do we get from that? An extremely fast reaction time when you guessed it, gaming. There are no delays in your inputs and you get an ultra-smooth gaming experience. At the same time, the display also has PWM dimming up to 3840 Hz, which means your eyes are protected as there's no flickering. The display of the POCO F7 is simply amazing, and paired with a fast processor and the huge battery, it quickly becomes clear that this is perfect for gamers, but not just for them. This display is only topped by the feature in the first place, namely the price. The POCO F7 in the smallest storage variant with 256 GB has a retail price of 449.90 euros, but the device is already available at Xiaomi online for 399.90 euros. With the mentioned features, the cool design, the top processor, the huge battery, this crazy display, and then this price is simply outpaces the competition in this price range. The only thing that isn't a dedicated highlight of the POCO F7 for me is probably the camera. With the 50 megapixel main sensor and the 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, you can take stable photos and videos. No more and no less. The 20 megapixel selfie camera also does a solid job. And for 95% of people who aren't pursuing a social media career or working professionally as a photographer with their smartphone, the quality is probably completely sufficient. Do you now understand why I say the POCO F7 makes me a little bit nervous when I think about what I otherwise pay for my flagship smartphones? Maybe you're already getting that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach that you may have spent way too much money on your current smartphone. You're not alone. I can only recommend everyone to look at what devices are available in the mid to lower price ranges before buying a smartphone, especially if you value quality. The POCO F7 has definitely made me more aware to look more closely. I hope you enjoyed my video on the top 5 features of the POCO F7 today. If so, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and see you next time. Mwah.